everyone, welcome back. Today on In the Kitchen with Sandy, I'm going to be making some, I wanted to make some turkey breast this morning. I wanted to make a turkey breast today. I got to the grocery store yesterday, had everything in my cart that I wanted to make with it. You know, potatoes for mashed potatoes and gravy, stuff to make stuffing with. I bought some fresh corn on the cob. Y'all know I'm going to cut that off already and cook that. I bought some crescent rolls, gonna do some crescent rolls. I had everything in there. I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot to grab my turkey breast. So as I go back there to get the turkey breast, there was not any. They had none. I cannot believe they don't have not even one single turkey breast. They did have 3 big, huge turkeys, and I wasn't about to get up this morning and put a turkey in the oven in the middle of August. So I settled for chicken breast. So today we're going to do a chicken and stuffing type comfort meal. You know how I am about my comfort meals. I just start craving this stuff and I am not satisfied until I get it. But I'm going to put these in the crock pot, and I'm going to, you know, just put everything on them like I would a turkey breast, because, you know, honestly, you can't tell. Chicken, turkey, I ain't even going to know. But I'm going to do some chicken in the crock pot. I'm going to do some dressing. It's not going to be homemade dressing. It's I'm cheating today, but I will add some good stuff to it to, you know, make sure that it tastes as much as homemade as possible. And I'm going to do some corn. Like I said, cut corn off the cob. I've got a few cantaloupes. I went to my local farmer's market yesterday, and I vlogged that, and I've already got that video up and ready to go. I just have to put it on YouTube. But I got some cantaloupe and some peaches and some little cucumbers and tomatoes, and I got all kinds of good stuff. So I'm ready to eat today. So we're gonna go ahead and get this chicken started in the crock pot. Oh, I also bought some fresh green beans too, some half runners. So I am super excited about that. So I'm going to get those started as well. This is about, I think it's about 6 breast. So I'm just going to put those in my crock pot here, and these won't take no time at all to cook. I mean, literally maybe 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, if that. Then all you're going to do basically is just season your chicken. It's gonna be, whoa, it's gonna be fall off the bone tender. If it was on bone, if it had a bone in it. Look at that, rambling on. I'm just going about my business here. This is poultry seasoning. We're gonna make it taste just like Thanksgiving, guys. I'm gonna use some onion powder. I like to use minced onions in mine as well. You know, you already know who you're dealing with here. And then I'm gonna put just a little bit of ground sage. I like to use fresh, but I didn't get any. Oh, that ain't open. Let's see if I got one open. I don't have one open. So we're gonna open it. I'll probably find one open here in a little bit. Just a little bit of sage in there. You want it to taste, I want it to taste just like my Thanksgiving turkey. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic powder. That's salt? No, that's powder. Y'all know I can't see. I don't use much garlic. Not in my chicken, not in my turkey. But I do use some fresh ground pepper. And I'm hoping to cook these until you know, chicken falls off, it just falls apart when you cook it in a crock pot. So I'm going to try not to cook it like that. I'm going to attempt to cook it to where, you know, I can like slice it in like little medallions, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to put just a little bit of rosemary in there, just a little pinch, because rosemary and chicken go good together. Oh, the smell's coming up from there. Lord. Now, if I had some chicken stock, I would use it, but I don't. So, but I'm just fine using these. I like these really well. I'm going to pop in a couple of bouillon cubes because I want it to be chickeny. You know what I'm saying? Well, come on, Sandy. Come on, girl. Get her done. And then I'm going to put some water in this. I'm going to use 2 cups of water in here, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Just kind of move that around. That's going to be so good. It already smells like Thanksgiving. Because number one, I want my chicken to be submerged in the liquid to cook in the crock pot. Because that's what makes it super tender and delicious. That's what I'm going for, sliceable. But hopefully I can take it out and just, you know, slice it like little medallions, little chicken medallions. And then I'll be able to just pour a little bit of gravy mix in here. Powdered gravy mix, of course. This ain't nothing going on about homemade today. So if you're looking for something homemade today, this ain't the video for you. But I'm going to use some of one of my favorite packets of chicken powder. Chicken gravy. I can't even think today. I just had some coffee. And then we're going to put those right back down in there. Like I said, I'm also going to make some dressing. Not homemade. Not homemade. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to be hearing no trash talk from you. But let's just get this. Let's get this plugged in and get it going, so I can start getting my green beans together. All right, the chicken is on. Instead of getting the green beans, I've already got them broke up and washed, and they're in the pan ready to go. But I want to go ahead and get started on my celery and onions, because I am going to put some celery and onions in my semi-homemade dressing. I wanted to give it a quick washing, so get some of this. This is supposed to be the celery hearts, but you know what? I don't think that it is. I like to cut the tops of it off. I like to mainly use the whiter pieces because I think they're most tender. I do anyway. And you know what? You gotta leave those leaves on there. I'm telling you, that's flavor. I'll save these for maybe, I don't know, maybe a Bloody Mary later. What you think about that? So I'm gonna get some of this cut up. I love fresh celery, and I gotta have a bite. I'm hungry. Hungry this morning. Lord have mercy. Them onions are like, those are like demon onions. I don't know. I don't even know what that's about anymore. I'm going to turn my pan on here. I'm going to saute these onions and celery up. I like to saute mine in butter. I'm just going to throw this together and have it ready. Have everything mixed together. So when I do finally start to put it together right before I pop it in the oven, then, you know, all the flavors are married, you know? We're gonna let that melt. I want you to look at my green beans. And I've already washed these. They went through the wash about 4 times. I like to make sure that they are nice and clean. And if you look closely in there, I'm telling you what, you can't find any strings in there. I can't stand to take a bite of green beans and get a big string in my mouth. That's like, ugh, not good. Look at this. I need a new frying pan. This is like not good. I had a request to put for an Amazon wish list, and you know what? That just tickled me to death when one of my followers asked me to make an Amazon wish list. That absolutely tickled me to death. And you know what? I've already started it. I just never thought about doing that. I thought that was amazing, and I thought that was one of the most kindest gestures that you know, anybody could ask of me. I thought that was just amazing. So I can't really think of anything that, many things that I'd like, but I have a few things on there, but I think a new frying pan is going to be one of them. I'm going to go ahead and toss this in there. I may not use all this because I'm not really fixing a lot of dressing, just a little bit. Now if this was Thanksgiving, dry my hands off there. If this was Thanksgiving, you wouldn't even be able to see this pan at all, because I'd have this just loaded with celery and onions. And I bought this cooks in 5 minutes. I bought the instant dressing. I bought the cornbread dressing, the instant cornbread dressing. And you know what? I bought the cheaper version of it because number one, it was cheaper. Girls on a budget. And number two, it doesn't have as much flavor, but guys, I have all those seasonings right here in my house. I can make this amazing. You know I can make this. So I bought 2 boxes of this. So I'm going to put this in there. And then I have the breadcrumbs that I put in there as well. Normally, if this was Thanksgiving, I would be making some homemade, gosh, that camera is like, you guys are all up in my cleavage. Let's go back a little bit. If this was Thanksgiving, I would be making a big old pone of cornbread, skillet of cornbread, whatever you want to call it, for my dressing. Look how yellow that is. I could add a little bit more butter over there to my pan because that's not enough. And then I've got some sage and onion Pepperidge Farm cube stuffing. I'm going to mix that together before I decide how much of that I'm going to use. And then here, we're going to go with some onion powder. Told you, we're going to doctor this up. Some more minced onion. We're going to make this good. Little rosemary. You want your same flavors as you've got in your chicken. I usually put some fresh thyme in here as well. Guess what, guys? I don't have any. A little garlic. And this, just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is the one thing I don't use a lot of garlic in is my dressing. Because it's mainly in some poultry seasoning. And that's just gonna doctor that, you know, generic stuff right up. Some fresh black pepper. And we're not going to use any salt in here because ooh, you guys are feeling a little close today, aren't you? I'm not going to use any salt in here because I'm going to use chicken stock for this, you know, to moisten it. I'm going to keep my eye on my celery and my onions, and I'm just going to toss it right in there. Now in with the celery and onions. Oh, this is so good. It's so nice and buttery and delicious. Scrape every bit of that. I don't know about you, but I am one that always dips into this when I'm making it. It smells so good in here. And then I just mix it together. You know what? I think I might add the rest of these. What am I going to do with them, right? Toss them out. Now, I just combine all this really well, and I just put some foil on top of it, and then this will be the last thing that I make. Pop it in the oven, and this, where it's the instant dressing, it won't take probably about maybe 20 minutes to cook. I want you to look at how beautiful this corn is. I got this at on the side of the road, a road stand, so I didn't have to buy it yesterday. I already had bought that because I knew I wanted to cook something good this weekend. But I'm going to show all my new subscribers how I like to make my corn on the cob. How I like to cook my corn on the cob. I like it on the cob as well, but when I'm cooking like a dinner like this, I like to cut it off the cob. You guys already know how in love I am with cut off corn on the cob. Like I said, you know, Mom always called this fried corn, and it is so good. But I just, whew, careful, guys. Just take it, make sure you got your really sharp knife and just cut it off. You gotta be careful though, it will slip. Once I get it cut off, I mean, I still got some on there, I take a smaller knife and I just brush it down there, and now look at that. Look how juicy that is. Like, it's all that corn juice out of those little crevices, and it makes your corn absolutely amazing. This stuff is phenomenal. I could eat this till it ran out my ears. I got a piece of cured salt pork here that I'm going to cook in my beans. I'm just going to cut it like this, hopefully, and I can get the package cut too. There we go. That's the way you open it. I'll take it out of here because I'm just going to wrap it in some foil when I'm done with it, put it in my freezer. I put it in the freezer for a few minutes just to get it nice and hard. I just got this yesterday, or a little hard anyway, because it makes it easier to cut. And this is going to season my green beans so well. So I'm going to fry this up and get all the bacon fat off of it. Let's go ahead and get our beans seasoned up. Now to these I'm going to add plenty of, oh my gosh, that's all the onions, minced onions I have. Maybe I have some in my little pandemic room, hopefully. And then we're going to use some, obviously some pepper if I can find it. I've got stuff through it everywhere around here. I love fresh green beans. And then I'm going to add some, I think this is the only one I have. Not garlic salt, onion salt. I'm not going to add any additional salt because I'm using the onion salt instead. That's just the way I like it. It is smelling so good in here. Those are nice and brown. You gotta watch this stuff. This salt pork, it like really pops. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it into my beans here. That's good stuff right there. Got my beans going already. And see all that goodness that rendered out of that. That's nothing but flavor, guys. Right there is flavor. I'm not going to put all of that in there, but I'm definitely going to put some of it. I don't like mine overcooked either. I got them up to a boil here, and I've got them turned down. I've turned them down a little bit. Just enough where they'll cook nicely. I'm going to add a lid on them. Keep my eye on them. All right, I literally have everything done, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and get my dressing put in the oven. And then I just have to make my corn, which will take about 20 minutes. And what I'm using is about 1.5 cups to, I don't know, 2 cups of chicken stock. Normally, if it's, you know, Thanksgiving, I use the broth that I cook. I know I'm gonna need a lot more than that. I put 2 chicken bouillons in there. But in order for this to come out nice and moist, you have to make sure that it's going in wet. It's got to be wet when it goes in. I think I'll take some of the broth out of the chicken over there that I'm using. So let me get some of that. When I put my dressing in the oven, it is literally wet. I mean, soaking wet. I'm going to pour it right in here. I think what I'll end up doing is pouring just a little bit more of the chicken stock right over top of it. Now in the oven it goes. Now I'm going to start on my corn. Oh wow, look at that. 6 ears of corn makes a ton. Salt. pepper. All right, I want to show you. Everything is done. There's the chicken with the gravy on it. I've got some cucumbers. I want you to look at that dressing. All we're waiting on right now is the, that dressing is like really making me mad because it looks better than my Thanksgiving dressing. We're waiting on the crescent rolls. I got some gravy back there. Look at that corn. Look at that corn. Mashed potatoes. Just made a little bit of that. And look at those green beans. That's going to be the star of the show. The star. Still waiting for the rolls to pop out of the oven. The crescent rolls, they should be done any second. Figured I better wrap this up because they're all waiting patiently to eat. We're so hungry. We're going to enjoy this. I hope you like this video. You know I do it because I love you. I love you so very much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.